You've probably heard that the key to losing weight is by starting your day with a healthy breakfast. After all, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, right? Well, actually, no. You've been lied to. In fact, eating breakfast can put your fat-burning metabolism at a huge disadvantage and can actually cause our bodies to gain weight. Now, this isn't just some counterintuitive theory I'll get you to pay attention to my video. What I'm about to tell you is backed by science and is supported by real clinical evidence that you can look into yourself when this video is over. And I'll be getting into those details in just a minute. But for now, I'd like to pose this question. How exactly is our metabolism really supposed to work when it comes to fat loss? When it comes to losing weight? When it comes to feeling like you have more energy? Or what about when it comes to getting in the best shape of your life? The fact of the matter is, the only reason that people believe they should be eating breakfast is because that's what they're constantly being told to do. You've seen the commercials and the advertisements for popular breakfast foods, and if you have kids, they're getting programmed the same way that we were. The reason why we all think we need to eat breakfast can be summed up in two simple words: corporate greed. Breakfast is a business, my friends, and we're going to have to wake up to this sooner or later. You see, the breakfast food industry and its big cereal companies have spent billions upon billions of dollars advertising to convince you that breakfast is healthy because it benefits their bottom line. The truth behind whether or not we truly need to be eating breakfast has been masqueraded by these big corporations who want you to keep consuming their food products around the clock, eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner with even more food in between. And this notion has carried on over into the health and fitness industry. Conventional weight loss wisdom tells us that being in a non-stop fed state is the only way to speed up our metabolism to give us the body and health of our dreams. But today, I'd like to offer you a chance to look into the real evidence behind whether or not eating breakfast is good for you or not. Because once you are armed with science-based facts, you'll be able to make the right decision for your body and not for somebody else's agenda. You see, if we educate ourselves and we learn how our bodies truly work, we'll find that sometimes, just sometimes, breaking the biggest diet rules might actually be what it takes to get in the best possible shape of your life. And there really is a way that you can tap into your body's primal fat-burning state with almost no effort at all. By going against what the health and food industry has led us to believe, we can unlock our true fat-burning potential. But before I go any further, let me tell you a little bit about who I am and why you may want to hear me out on this. My name is Thomas DeLauer. You've probably seen me on the covers of some popular fitness magazines, or maybe you've watched my featured appearances on the news and on the Hallmark Channel, or maybe you've read some of my articles, but you may not know my full story. You see, I was 280 pounds. At the time, I was working a corporate desk job and I was dealing with a laundry list of mental and physical issues. Every day I felt bogged down by the stress, the brain fog, and the joint pain. I was facing mood swings, anxiety, and honestly, even a little bit of depression. I was the poster boy of the unhealthy American stereotype, and at a pretty young age. And ironically, I worked in the healthcare space, and I worked with some of the top physicians in the industry. But at the time, I was struggling just to get through a day without feeling chronic fatigue due to my health. But that all changed once I discovered the power of intermittent fasting. The day I decided to stop listening to what big media or the so-called fitness gurus said was healthy was the day that I took back control of my life. And since I threw out the rule book on dieting, I not only lost around 100 pounds, but I'm now more energetic, I'm more focused, and I'm more driven than I've ever been in my entire life. I'm a CEO, a husband, a father, and I have the body and the health to support all three of those incredible roles. So why does all of this matter? Well, what I'm about to tell you is going to go completely against the grain of everything you've probably heard for the last decade of weight loss wisdom. It's going to absolutely blow your mind. Because breaking one of the most trusted weight loss rules, like you should always eat breakfast, could actually be the ticket to feeling and looking amazing and getting in the best possible shape of our lives. I literally mean that if we throw the concept of eating right when we wake up right out the window and instead begin timing when we eat to be later in the day, we can not only lose weight, but we can also do so while actually eating some of our favorite foods, not to mention burn a dramatic amount of stored body fat in the process. So here's the truth about why you should start skipping breakfast like I did. You see, every night when we sleep, we're fasting, meaning we aren't taking in any new calories from food. That means our insulin, which is the hormone that transports and stores fat, is low. And when our insulin levels are low for a long enough period of time, our bodies are then able to tap into what we already have stored and therefore burn it for fuel. However, when you wake up and you break your fast with breakfast, your insulin levels immediately skyrocket. That means that eating breakfast is literally throwing your body into fat storing or absorptive mode first thing in the morning. And guess what? When you continue to stay in this fed state where you're eating every 2 to 3 hours, your insulin remains elevated. That means you're never giving your body a chance to actually utilize the fat that you have stored. But by skipping breakfast and extending your nightly fast into the afternoon hours, you'll be programming your body to become a self-sufficient fat-burning machine. And when it does come time to break your fast, you'll be able to enjoy more of the foods that you love without the fat-storing consequences. You see, it comes down to the fact that our bodies are very primal in nature, and they will adapt to the timing in which we consume food in ways that most people have never even imagined. And since we've been so blinded by what the health and diet media have told us about what foods we can and can't eat in order to get in shape, we haven't been able to see the scientific proof behind how our bodies are actually designed to work. You see, it's not really about what we feed our bodies, it's the time frame in which we feed that makes the biggest difference in reaching our primal fat-burning nature as humans. The fact is, our bodies over thousands of years have adapted to an eating pattern known as fasting, going periods of time without eating followed by feasts. This is our body's true primal nature. It is how we have survived for centuries, and it's how we're able to have boundless energy, stamina, and strength while maintaining low levels of body fat at the same time. It is how our bodies are biologically engineered to convert stored body fat into energy, turning our bodies into metabolically efficient, fat-utilizing machines. Now, just imagine what it would be like to get your body to operate on stored fat. Well, if you can get your body to operate on burning fat for fuel, that's where the magic starts to happen. This is a metabolic state, and to do this, you're actually shifting your body into this state. And you have to follow a specific criteria initially to get there, but once you're there, it's pretty darn easy. Because you're not only eating the foods you enjoy, but you're also not going to ever have to be responsible for keeping your metabolism burning by eating every 2 to 3 hours. You're never going to have to slave away in the kitchen prepping a week's worth of healthy meals. Or you're never going to have to spend hundreds of dollars each week at the grocery store on foods you don't even like eating or honestly end up going to waste. You won't have to stop what you're doing every few hours to eat either. So just picture how effective fat loss would be if your body knows how to use its own stored fat for fuel. But in order to get there, you have to follow a specific timing and a specific protocol. But it's actually pretty easy. The first thing you need to do is you have to stop listening to outdated weight loss advice. Stop watching those commercial advertisements that are pushing breakfast on you. Stop letting the big food corporations make you feel like you need to eat 3 square meals spread out over the course of the day on top of eating snacks in between. You have to stop going with the grain. And we have to take matters into our own hands and we have to educate ourselves. But if you can get your body into a state where it's utilizing stored fat for fuel, that's where the ability to adhere to this for a long period of time and have true, long-lasting results becomes truly possible. It's like you don't even feel like you're following a healthy lifestyle. But truly, deep down, you feel the benefits of it. And sure, I'm not a doctor and I don't claim to be one. But honestly, I've lived an unhealthy lifestyle before and I've been able to overcome that. And I've realized that following conventional advice is not a realistic option for a lot of people. Not everyone has time to eat breakfast or to grocery shop weekly or to cook and prepare a ton of healthy meals. I know I sure don't. I'm a full-time husband and now a full-time dad. I've got a career and I've got a family to provide for. And those of us that are going to work who have busy lives, it's not always sustainable or practical to be following a 3 square meals eating pattern. So I realized that for myself, I needed to find a way to get my health back that was actually sustainable. A way that's backed by real research and real knowledge that allows the body to operate in the most efficient way you could imagine. And honestly, that's where the simple process of getting your body to burn stored fat for fuel just comes into play. You see, it's actually pretty simple. Here's how it works. All you have to do is go a set period of time where you don't consume any calories. This is known as a fasting period. Pretty simple. In order for your body to tap into stored fat for fuel, you need to give your body enough time to access what it already has stored. It's so simple. You see, when you're eating every 2 to 3 hours, your body can only process and use the energy from the new food that you're putting in. Therefore, your body never gets a chance to burn off what it's already stored. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to literally starve yourself silly. Not at all, in fact. The recommended time frame to experience the greatest fat loss effects is to fast for about 16 hours a day and then follow it with an 8-hour eating window. Fasting for 16 hours is so much easier than it sounds. In fact, you're already doing half the work now while you're asleep. So let's just say you fall asleep at 10 o'clock at night. You sleep for 8 hours, you wake up, you skip breakfast, then you break your fast at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. There's your 16-hour fast. It's what a lot of us are kind of doing already, but just not quite with a particular program. Then, following your fast, you'll enjoy an 8-hour eating window where you can enjoy your absolute favorite foods in the portions that, quite frankly, you want. Then, when 10 p.m. rolls back around, you'll stop eating, enter back into fasting mode, go to bed. It's that simple. So here's the science behind how intermittent fasting works when it comes to fat loss. Once you get your body out of the fed state where it's no longer processing or absorbing food, your body will be forced into using fat that's stored within your body as its primary energy source. After just a week of intermittent fasting, you will be reprogramming your body to run on fats for fuel. So you can obviously see how this is amazing when it comes to fat loss. But not only that, there's a massive compilation of studies that prove that fasting can promote higher energy levels, increased focus and productivity, enhance muscle growth, and even promote longer lifespans. Not only has science backed these benefits, but throughout ancient history of civilizations past and within religious texts, fasting has been a crucial part of how we as humans can survive in our most optimal and efficient form. You see, when our bodies are operating the way that we're designed to operate, only then can we feel the way that we should be feeling. Energetic, driven, ready to take on the world, take on the day in a lean, functional body that you can be proud to show off. The way that life is, quite honestly, supposed to be lived. So it's time to follow a weight loss approach that's sustainable, one that is realistic to stick to, one that isn't considered torture or complicated, no more feeling like you have to eat breakfast right when you wake up every single morning, no more eating out of Tupperware every 2 to 3 hours because it's what we're told to do, no more cooking or meal prepping for hours each week, no more eating boring health foods that you've never enjoyed in the first place. I'm talking about making a lifestyle change that is easy, eating the foods that you love, and timing your food intake in a way that helps your body at a cellular level to burn stored body fat for fuel. I'm encouraging you right now to make a change that doesn't feel like a change. And like I said, the power of fasting has been known for thousands of years. And now we are living in an age where this knowledge can be easily accessible. So I want to bring old and new research to the table so you can arm yourself with the science of how to get the body of your dreams. Because when I started looking into the facts, I soon realized that I needed to throw out everything I thought I knew about weight loss. And now I'm 100 pounds lighter and in the best shape of my life, all thanks to intermittent fasting. Look, take it from a guy who's been there before. Losing weight does not have to be as hard and time-consuming or as complicated as everyone makes it out to be. That's exactly why I've created a comprehensive intermittent fasting program to show you the ropes. I call it the Science-Based Six-Pack course. And I designed this evidence-based program to show you the exact steps of how to indoctrinate fasting into your weekly routine so that your metabolism can gradually transform into the self-sufficient fat-burning machine that it's designed to be. To show you what I personally use to make the most incredible transformation within my own health and my body. To get our bodies into their primal fat-burning state so you can enjoy food, enjoy your quality time, and honestly, enjoy your life. Because it's not just about skipping a few meals so you can pig out. No, you have to do it right. You have to follow the science. There's a very specific formula that you need to follow in order to get the best results from intermittent fasting. Some important things you need to know to get results from fasting include things like how long you should actually fast for, when you should fast and when you absolutely shouldn't fast, what to eat during your eating window, how to avoid getting hungry when you fast. Honestly, this is a huge one. Back up for a second, because if you're constantly hungry, fasting is going to become unsustainable. But when you know a few tricks to reduce your hunger while fasting, it becomes so much easier. And most importantly of all, you must know how to break your fast in a way that's optimal for your hormones. Many people don't realize that the way they break their fast is destroying the benefits of fasting in the first place, and it's negatively affecting their insulin, their testosterone, their cortisol, and other key fat loss hormones. This is what makes Science-Based Six-Pack different. Not only does it show you exactly how to fast, what to eat, and how to avoid hunger, it also gives you a scientifically proven macronutrient formula for breaking your fast. This formula has been proven to be better for your hormones than breaking your fast haphazardly, and it'll be a huge advantage to have access to it. So if you click on the button below, we can get started together, right here, right now. For $97, you can embark on a total body transformation that'll instantly give you more energy, more confidence, more of the head-turning looks from that special someone without having to completely change your life. It's time to throw out the old diet rules and educate ourselves with the real science of fat loss. So click on the button below now to get started. Because once you do, you're going to realize that breakfast isn't the only thing that you've been lied to about. In fact, I'm going to explain why another popular diet myth, eating late at night makes you fat, is not a proven fact at all. And I'll show you how you can eat all the way up to midnight and still get into the best shape of your life. Plus, in my Science-Based Six-Pack course, I've also included my personal training routine called Shred Fast. In this 9-part training video series, I'll walk you through my absolute best bodyweight workouts that you can do right from your very own home to accelerate your metabolism and experience even greater results from your fasting. What makes my training style unique is that I use something called time under tension. This measures your total amount of time that your muscles are working against resistance. Instead of counting reps, paying attention to the time your muscles are under tension allows you to burn off a much larger amount of stored glycogen while also stimulating more growth. With this unique training method, you'll be able to put in 20 minutes of work just 3 times a week and see even more dramatic changes within your body at an even faster rate. My dream for the Science-Based Six-Pack program is to give you the tools that I picked up along my own personal journey to my healthiest lifestyle yet. I want you to be armed with the science-based strategies that will transform everything you thought you knew about getting in shape so that you can not only reach your goals, but maintain your ultimate body and health for good. All you have to do is choose to side with science. Just click on the button below to get started now, and I'll see you on the next page. Still here? That must mean you've got some questions and some concerns that you'd like addressed before you commit. That's fine. So let me go ahead and get those taken care of for you right now. Question 1. What if I already am following a diet and exercise program? Will I still be able to use science-based six-pack? Absolutely. Like I said before, I've written a lot of other programs. You could even incorporate this. If you're following a diet plan like Test Max Nutrition System or the Abs After 40 or even the SixPack Abs program, Seniority Health programs, you can definitely still apply all the intermittent fasting approaches to your current regimen. All you'll do is simply apply the fasting schedule to your diet, starting with performing a 16-hour fast and then consuming your suggested meal within your 8-hour eating window on the 3 days you choose to fast each week. You can perform your workouts during your fasting period in the morning while you're in that fasted state. Question 2 is it really safe to not eat for 16 hours? In most circumstances, it's perfectly safe and natural for humans to survive without eating for days or even weeks on end. However, for those who have health ailments such as type 1 diabetes or who are on certain medications, fasting may not be the best approach for you. Just being honest. It's important to talk with your healthcare provider before making any changes to your nutrition plan at all. Question 3. I have 20 plus pounds of belly fat to lose. Will fasting still work for me? Yes, absolutely. The research shows that following an intermittent fasting plan works especially well for those who have more than 20 pounds of excess fat to get rid of. In fact, studies have shown that those who are extremely overweight, 50 plus pounds to obese, find that dramatic results can be experienced within the first week of fasting intermittently. Question 4. Will fasting affect my testosterone levels or my sex life? Since fasting results in lower body fat levels and lower body fat levels are key to having optimal T production, you can definitely expect to increase levels of your master male hormone on this plan. And with healthy T levels, your libido is going to increase as well. Question 5. What can I consume while I'm fasting? Well, when you're in the fasted state, it's very important that you don't eat any food at all for the entire duration of the fast. It's the purpose of fasting. You definitely need to be drinking at least 8 8-ounce glasses of water, and you can add slices of lemon, lime, or cucumber to add a little bit of flavor. You're also free to enjoy black coffee and tea, as long as you aren't adding anything to it, not even sweeteners or creamers. Keep it clean. This is because it will cause your insulin levels to rise and it will throw you out of the fasted state, which defeats the purpose of fasting in the first place. That leads into question 6. So the fast break strategy requires me to eat a specific mini meal, and then after that, I can eat whatever I want? Is this correct? Well, if you're following the base track plan, then yes, that's absolutely true, just as long as you're staying within the calorie guidelines for weight loss that I've provided. Question number 7. What do I eat on the days that I'm not fasting? Big common question. On days that you aren't following a fasting protocol, you're free to eat whatever you typically would otherwise. Question number 8. I'm really out of shape and I'm embarrassed to go to the gym. I don't have any equipment. What can I do? Simple. Well, the first phase of the Shred Fast workout really only uses bodyweight exercises to begin with, so you can perform them right at home. No equipment necessary. Question 9. So how much is the program again? And tell me again what exactly I get. The entire science-based six-pack course is $97. When you sign up, you're going to instantly receive access to all the digital fasting videos, a printable program guide, your food journal, as well as the 9-video Shred Fast workout series. Question 10. What if I don't see results or I don't like the program at all? If you aren't seeing results that you were expecting, you can reach out to my fitness coaching team and they can assess your progress and help modify the plan in a custom way that suits your needs. That's the easiest way. And if you decide that the program isn't right for you, you can contact one of my coaching representatives and we'll reimburse you with a full refund immediately, no questions asked. Question 11. I have more questions and I just feel better signing up with a live person. Is there someone that I can speak to? Absolutely. To reach out to one of my fitness coaches, just call 1-800-655-8576, or if you're out of the US, call 855-520-7596. Now that I've answered all these questions, it looks like you've got everything that you need to get started with me. Let's do it.